Children today are free to express themselves in many ways. They live in exciting times where they're constantly growing, maturing, and interpreting life in new and different ways. They make mistakes, but they always know that every day they can come back to the protection of a warm home and a nurturing environment that lets them recharge their batteries for the next day. What if your children didn't have a place to call home? What if a bed was something they only heard about in stories? Shelter was nowhere to be found. And when it rained at night, they slept in soaking wet clothing, shivering until the sun came up the following day. That's the way it is for thousands of children like these. Many have no place to call home. Casualties of overpopulation and failed economies, they become statistics, forced to live on the streets, living on other people's garbage. Harsh words? Certainly they are. But it's a harsh reality for these children and thousands of others like them. Unless someone helps them before it's too late, many will end up lost, in crime, seriously ill, or even dead. But that's where you come in. For only 80 cents a day, you can make a difference. For just 80 cents a day, Christian Children's Fund can help provide shelter, nutrition, education, a protective, nurturing environment in the middle of a harsh, unforgiving world that doesn't often give second chances. Children look for guidance in their quest for maturity, experiencing all that life has to offer. In our country, children attend school where they begin the process of one day reaching their potential. They may not always want to go to school, but it's always there waiting for them. But imagine if schools didn't exist. Imagine a bright child with tremendous potential, never having the opportunity to learn how to read or write. Imagine conditions so bad that thousands of children have no one to teach them. Stop imagining, because basic education that we take for granted simply doesn't exist or isn't available for children in many parts of the world. Take Brenna, for example. She's a bright girl. But life in a poverty-stricken community like this barely provides the simple basics of survival. Even food and clean water are hard to come by, much less the opportunity for an education. That was before Christian Children's Fund and her sponsor changed her life for only 80 cents a day. Today, Brenna goes to a school started by Christian Children's Fund. She and many of the other children in her community are learning to read and write. Some even dream of going to college and coming back to teach other children so that they too have a chance in life. And along with an education, these children also now enjoy nutritious food, clean water, and health care. And it's all because a thoughtful and generous Christian Children's Fund sponsor decided a child's life was worth saving for only 80 cents a day. Don't turn away. Right now is your chance to help another child just like Brenna.
Even here, a child could grow up to be a teacher, a doctor, even an artist. That is, if you give them the opportunity. With Christian Children's Fund, that opportunity costs only 80 cents a day. 80 cents. To help prevent childhood diseases like malaria, still a deadly killer for many children in the world. 80 cents to treat malnutrition, to provide school supplies. Surely you can spare it. 80 cents means clean water that doesn't have E. coli or staph infection. It means enough food to grow strong and a chance to go to school to help change the world. These things are a natural part of life for some children, yet a distant dream for so many others. It's not impossible to change these young lives. It all happens when one of you makes a decision to pick up the phone and save just one child. Christian Children's Fund is one of the oldest and most respected child sponsorship charities in the world because 80 cents out of every dollar goes to help these hurting children. Last night, 27,000 children died needlessly. 27,000 children died because no one was willing to help. But right now, you have the opportunity to save a child's life for only 80 cents a day. This is your chance to do something that will open your heart and enrich your life like nothing else ever has. All you need to do is pick up the phone and make a toll-free call. Our operators will tell you about the different countries where children desperately need your help. They'll send you a complete sponsorship package so you can evaluate this life-saving decision with your entire family. After you become a sponsor, you will enjoy receiving personal letters and sharing your life with the child you've chosen. You'll see their progress firsthand, and believe me, there is nothing more gratifying than receiving a letter from your own sponsored child, whose life has changed thanks to your decision to lend a warm, helping hand. You, and only you, made it possible to give this child the hope of living a normal life. Now, it's your decision. There are so many children in the world who are hungry, and so many who are sick. But if you'll sponsor just one, then there'll be one more child blessed in this world, one more child with a chance to grow up healthy and strong. Please pick up the phone and call now. It could be the turning point in the life of a child. You can make a difference. Call the number on your screen now. For over 65 years, we've shown the incredible heartbreak, pain, devastation, and suffering that children face every day. But we've also seen what a difference your 80 cents a day can make. Your 80 cents does more than change a life. It can give hope to an entire community of people who've known nothing but the hardship of living in poverty day after day. 80 cents. It might not mean much to you, but to the lost and forgotten of the world, it's a most precious gift.
Our children get to play and have fun, go on picnics, campouts. Most live a whirlwind life of school, playtime, social activities, birthday parties. Their only worry is how much homework they have. But for these children, fun is not an option. They're hungry and thirsty and sick. These children never had a chance because they were born into poverty, and each day is a struggle to survive. A struggle that some children all too often lose. How can we stand by when over 27,000 children die needlessly every day? 27,000 innocent children dying from malnutrition and preventable diseases every day. For many children, it may already be too late. But we're trying to save as many of these precious lives as we can, and we desperately need your help now. All around the world, children like these, like Brader, Estuardo, Samuel, Maria, and Diana, and thousands more, are suffering from life-threatening malnutrition and easily cured childhood diseases, and they're crying out for help. You must hear their voices. We must count on you. Please don't ignore this urgent request to make a difference for only 80 cents a day. Your 80 cents will provide medical care, decent shelter, safe food, water, and education. With your help, we can save these children from poverty, malnutrition, disease, and yes, even death.
Christian Children's Fund is one of the oldest and most respected child sponsorship charities in the world. We've saved thousands of children from the cold, dark reality of dismal poverty, one child at a time, for just 80 cents a day. That's right, 80 cents a day is enough to send a little boy to school. It's enough to provide a little girl with clean drinking water, enough for nutritious food, or medical care when it's needed. 80 cents. What a small price to pay for hope.